Hello everybody, welcome back to Endwalker. There was a maintenance, or I would have more of these recorded. But we're going to go ahead and talk to Julius. So, real quick, before I begin, these Garleans are stubborn, aren't they? Like, they don't want any help. And I'm only, what, 20% of the way through this game? As per Lord Quintus's instructions, I'm supervising you during your time here in Teterum. Before you ask, no, I don't have a key or any means to remove your collars, nor would I tell you if I did. And if you try anything, you'll soon wish you hadn't. So do you truly intend to speak with the others? Or was it merely a ruse? We are in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean. Or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decision? Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. If I catch wind you doing anything untoward, trying to trick people into turning their coats or the like, those shot collars will be the least of your worries, understand? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity. I suggest splitting up and learning what we can of their situation. And above all else, don't use magics of any sort. You, on the other hand, may go wherever you wish, even outside the camp. I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. But do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interest, Alphino and Alize will pay the price. Okay. Octavia. It's you, Hidden Flame. Uh-oh. I served under Lord Gaius of the 14th Legion. I was there that night when the Praetorium fell. You and your adventurers, you killed them. My comrades, my friends. Swept them aside in their dozens as though they were nothing to you. And maybe I am too. Just another faceless enemy to be cut down. But it won't be long until our countrymen return. Until you get what you deserved. Mark my words. Yeesh. So cold. Seems to be on the verge of losing consciousness. I know who you are, the so-called champion of Eorzea. Come to gloat, have you? I'll wipe that smirk off your face. By the blood of our fallen compatriots, I swear I'll... Ugh! Down. Tore the stitchers. See, my kitty wants to help you out. Of all times, the worst of the lot within striking distance, and I can't even muster the strength. If it weren't for the Illard bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Vergilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life. But we made our escape, took shelter in a mansion, tended to the wounded, and prepared to strike back. And then night fell. We gathered around the radio, then the roar, terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. If you can call this a mercy, mind intact, but body broken, a soldier in name alone, I'd cut you down where you stand if I could, murderer. I don't do shoot to any of you. It's the same model. Perhaps that's what saved the soldiers. Okay. Ah, Cesaro. You came with Julius, didn't you? Well, whatever business brought you here, you'd best keep your hands off that aetherite. It's deactivated, but I'd rather you didn't mess with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Garleans, for Garleans. Could teleport all over with the blink of an eye, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use the aetherite's power to keep this place lit, though that comes at a cost of its normal function. Alpha now? Did you learn anything of note? They hate me and want my head on a platter. Then your findings are consistent with our own. Their plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at great risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they will soon perish. I realize that there's precious little we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Please, will you tend to them? How? Boozer, my eyes. I can't see well. Thank you. The numbness has subsided a little. But I know I won't last much longer. If you should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. If me going hungry means someone else lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can serve in that way. We need to get them food. We need to get them warmth, but they don't want it. Stubborn bastards. So those you met were fare no better. I was afraid you might say that. I know we were warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we may gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies? Quintus may have made his mind. Quintus. Hang on, I forgot to do this. Hit that button. Oops. Quintus may have made his feelings in the matter quite dear, but even he must recognize that they are in no position to refuse help. Maybe Julius could persuade him? Though we need to persuade Julius first. God, this is just so depressing. How do you give help to people who don't want it? Like, force them to have help. Well, seen enough. Julius, the people here have barely enough food and fuel to survive. Have you and the other soldiers been able to procure any more supplies? We've been scavenging provisions from nearby houses, and most families kept rather some stored away in the event they were snowed in. Still, going out and getting it is dangerous work, and we have a lot of mouths to feed. The fuel is the greater concern, though we have some cerulean set aside until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the afflicted, for all we know. Either way, we're done. We're down to our last dregs. Without the heating they need, those in poor health are going to get worse than better. If it's ceruleum you need, the contingent secured a ready supply. We can have some sent over. We will not accept your charity. If we can hold a little longer, the situation sure can change. Aye, everything will change. Nothing is going to change, you stubborn idiot. God, these guys, they're just... they're frustrating me. One of your comrades mentioned something along those lines. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you could do to interfere. So there's no harm in telling you. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man issuing orders to the afflicted. Or, in the bastard's words, loyal servants of the Telepharoi. Then he made his way into the Imperial Palace, what stands in its place. We identified the seat of our enemy's power, we realized. Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much, instructing them to join forces with the provincial legions to prepare for a combined assault on the Telepharoi. Once our allies arrive, your contingent will be sent running to the hills. Then we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand. You do realize we're here in force, right? How do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before the reinforcements reach Garlemald. They need help now. Say the word and we will bring you ceruleum. Julius? I will speak to Lord Quintus. So, did he agree to it? No, he will not place Garlemald into the debt of her enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search for ceruleum outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. Ah, I see what he's going to do. Very well. After all, my hands make light work. You a lot of trouble, more trouble than you're worth. Once we're outside, you will follow my instructions to the ladder. We depart shortly. Persona non grata? Oh, what does that mean? Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. That music. Sorry, I just had to send something real quick. We will begin our search for ceruleum in Regio Urbanissima. The first location is Forum Solus, a park to the northwest of the station. You are to remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. Can I still access to the... Nope. Okay. Thought I would try. That music from the radio sounds like the music from that one dungeon. Which one is it? Not those. Which one was it? It was the one with Quistacotl. I think it was this one. The Ader. So this is the park. I'm surprised they found space for it amongst all these buildings. Actually, the recreational areas came first. Houses were later built around them. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. The park was named after the father of the empire, the great Solus Isasgalvis. Did we come to extract ceruleum from the wrecked magic Takamur? No, we already drained it dry. Same goes for the rest of the Machina in the vicinity. But as our ceruleum has been stolen, we must scour the city for every last drop. And while I do not expect to find any here, I decided to try one more time, in case something has been overlooked. I see. Then, with your permission, we will commence the search. A cursory inspection of the wrecked armor confirms the fuel canisters had long been strained. Really? The contraption is built in the style of an Imperial war machina, armed with a battery of weapons, and capable of transforming into different configurations. But closer inspection, it appears it is no more than a child slide. Oh, that's cool. Never changing slide. That's cool. Wait, can I sit down? Nice! I like that. That's cool. Hey, kitty. You can sit on the swing sets. That's cool. Ooh, hi there. Though rather small by Garlean standards, the structure is reminiscent of a merchant stall. Perhaps it was built for children to play as a shopkeeper. There is nothing inside resembling Magitech or any other devices that would fuel the Cerulean. There's nothing here, and I have an feeling he's kind of having us do this for a reason. Up, maybe? Up on the arch? Ooh. We have an aetheroid current. Look at that in a minute. I want this current. I'm grabbing them as I see them. Several points of interest are marked on the map in Forum Solus, the pond, children's play areas. To your knowledge, however, none would require the use of Ceruleum. Oh, it's you. Any luck? No signs of any Ceruleum. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help notice you gazing at this pond. Something the matter? Yes. What? I mean, no. It's just, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop from... Oh God, really? Gonna tell a sad story and it's gonna start raining. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over. So like all other children, they had to just wade in and splash about. We stayed there if it would have stayed there if I didn't drag them out. We'd be sopping wet and all was said and done. Every time. Every time when we went home, Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated? Cerulean-powered heater, by chance? I suppose it must have been, come to think of it. I remember seeing engineers changing out the tank beneath the hatch. But that was a long time ago, and the water still flowed clear and wasn't this brackish muck. Can't see a thing. And I can't remember where the hatch might be. With the machinery most likely broken, the amount of filth in there is probably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold though. Julius, what are your thoughts on magic? The average Garlean could jump out of their skin if they saw it. But the first has a few foreign Signiferi and Metzi, so it doesn't scare me. So then I take it, if you don't mind if I employ a little now. Alphino, as you have a knack for finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once done, I will blast a Veer fire that should do the trick. Give it to me. What are you planning? Not planning on going in there, are you? Of course I am. The tank's not going to fetch itself. It's nothing so involved as extracting unprocessed ceruleum from a frozen lake, like how the trappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in a park. And we have a way of warming ourselves up after. That's insane. So, fancy a dip? Me? Friendly competition to make things a little interesting. Last one to find the ceruleum is a rotten egg. Though I dare say we'll both smell like rotten eggs when this is all over. I'm going to start over here. Fingers catch on what you think might be a handle. Wow, first try. Da 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 da. Ooh, that's cold. However, your grand discovery comes at a great cost, and you become acutely aware of the freezing cold and rancid odor emitting from every ember of your body. Julius will doubtless feel compelled to pinch his nose shut when you deliver him your prize. Oh, that is cold. I am cold. First try, though. Did you find anything? Oh, I hope you did. That's it. And there's still some ceruleum left. And the fire's not ready. Hold on. I'll give Alphino a hand. Come in, Udonian, because by fire I am reborn, and my clothes are mostly dried now too. I appreciate you recovering the ceruleum, but I wish you'd taken the time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Despite the way you've been treated, in Lord Quince's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you wanted to die on my watch, he would be most displeased. Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well. Julius, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. Did you grow up in Garlemald? I did, not far from here. My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions, the Empire awarded him an estate. We live there, better off than many. Was Garlemald... What was Garlemald like in those days? Everything you could imagine. It's so much more. During the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat, and sitting down with a hot meal with family. Visiting friends and relatives, receiving the same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking down the streets, seeing lights in all the houses, hearing faint sounds of laughter and song of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly, in that brief respite, the ice would melt and the forgotten grass would make its triumphant return. Gray clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we'd climb to the top of the tallest building so we could watch the sunrise. Never again. The rooftops are rubble. Those friends are dead, and those memories, if I could reclaim even a fraction of what we once had, soon our chance will come. We just need to hold out a little longer. Blind optimism is going to get them killed. No good deed. Great. Alright, now that you've recovered from your escapade in the pond, there's another location I'd like to search just outside the park. Up, into the ring we go. As you can see, this place is littered with the remains of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that took a more severe beating are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time. Now being that time being now. Rather than prize them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove the outer casing using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Though the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I would advise you to steer clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Before even bothering, though, you should check the Machina's ceruleum gauge to see if there's any left. And it should still provide an accurate reading, even when the unit itself is inactive. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use the explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. Understood. Now let's get to work. The tank is empty. The ceruleum gauge appears to be broken, giving you no way to determine. That's empty. Damn. This place kind of reminds me of the Holy City from 15. I forget what it's called. Really? Empty. Damn it. You attack me, you die. Whoa. Well, this one's already empty, so I'm ignoring that one. There's one over here that I saw. Oh, back to back. Cool. Still half full. Or half empty, depending on your one's perspective. Wait, is that what I think it is? Done it again. Surely luck is on our side. With this, we should be able to refuel quite a few heaters. It's time to head back. Wait here while I go and see how Alize and Alphinaud are faring.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Tancred!
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen. After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything. The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Guardians make, indulge them.
Ah, packages.
With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
Way to go, Thancred.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Okay. Gotta take this mask off.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile.
Savages?
It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
Armor?
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us.
The
Men
hell?
and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
Seriously? I don't like this.
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question. Will they ever escape this cult? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eula spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alisaie are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil.
What?
Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
He can't do it.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Do as he says.
Get them out of here.
And what'll become of me? If you know, Alisaie will be fine, providing you do not they do not resist. Kill the mask. Okay, so I think that's going to be a good stopping spot. This is getting worse. I don't know what's about to happen, but I have a feeling it's not going to be good. So we will continue in the next episode. Hopefully things are looking up, because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. But we'll see. Take care.